Hey everyone, welcome to the first video of Larry's Life Challenge. If you're my Facebook friend and you came here because of Facebook, welcome. I posted a video there that kind of just explained that I wouldn't be on Facebook for 100 days. So I'm going to kind of outline the basics of what I'm trying to do and kind of the reasons why. Um, Essentially, I want to start 2019 off with a bang. Yes, I know there are literally millions of people who are probably starting 2019 off with a bang. But what I'm trying to do with this is have a little bit more accountability, a little bit more kind of put myself out there and really kind of lay it on the line a little bit. Um, so I'm calling it a life challenge because while there are fitness and nutrition goals in the middle of this, I'm also just trying to kind of do a reset on a few other things. There are three elements to my challenge. It's nutrition, fitness, and time management. Um, I really want to kind of make this a bit more of an all-encompassing thing. That's why I'm just not calling it a 100-day fitness challenge or a 100-day diet challenge or whatever. But I'm going to go through the rules, let you know what I'm trying to do, how I'm going to accomplish it, and then the things that you can hold me accountable to. All right? So the first thing is nutrition. Now, it's going to be a high-fat, moderate protein, and low-carb diet. Now, those of you who are familiar with the whole diet mentality, that's going to sound very, very much like a keto diet. And that is essentially what it is, but the reason I'm just not calling it a keto diet is because everyone seems to have their own idea of what keto is. So that means I'm not going to have any grains, no added sugar. I'm also going to be going no alcohol. While that's not technically required, I feel like it is for me at this stage. I don't drink that much, but I drink enough, like when I travel especially, that I think it would be a good thing to cut out, just to kind of stick with and ensure that I'm maintaining kind of a nutritional pace. So I'm going to be eating lots of vegetables. I'm going to try to ensure that half my plate is vegetable based, specifically leafy greens, some cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, those sorts of things. Um, Also some good veggie sources of fat like avocados. I'm not really a big fan of avocados. They're not tasty to me. I know a lot of you love them. I'm just not a huge fan, but I know they're good for me. And I can force myself to have some, and it'll be good for me. Um, so also, I'm not gonna have any legumes. No beans at all. Also, no starchy vegetables, potatoes, tubers, those sorts of things. And I'm going to stay away from soy. And basically, it really comes down to the fact that I'm going to be trying to manage my insulin levels. Now, I'm not going to be measuring them, so I'm just going to be basically doing this by keeping a low carb profile. Um, the thing I am going to be measuring, however, is my ketones. I'll be measuring those daily, and I'll post that as well as to what my measurement for the day was, and we can just keep track of that over time. Some people, say you can do it, 2 or 3 times a day, but man, those things are expensive. So I'm only doing it once a day. I figure over time it'll give me a good baseline for where I'm at, how I'm doing. Try to do it in the first thing in the morning every day, and then just let you know how that goes. So that's the nutrition element. We're also going to do a fitness element. I'll be exercising 6 days a week. It's typically going to be Monday through Saturday with Sunday off. But if something interrupts, then obviously I'll just go ahead and exercise on the other day. So 3 of those days are going to be cardio focused. Now, I haven't completely decided all of the cardio elements. Today I went for a run. It was way harder than it should have been because it has been a long time since I've run regularly, and my heart rate just spiked so quickly. So I've got to work on that, and hopefully we'll see how that goes. But running is the easy sport for cardio. I can run easily. I'm suited to it. It doesn't it's something that I'm used to. Not only that, when you're at a hotel, you can almost always find a treadmill at a hotel. So there'll be 3 days of cardio, and then there'll be 3 days of strength training. Now, while I'm home, I'm going to be trying to do my best to follow the Strong Lifts 5x5 program. I've done some personal training with a great guy at the Y. He taught me all the good forms for all the workouts. I will say though that one element of the Strong Lifts that's really, really hard for me are the squats. It has nothing to do with the weight or my quads or any of that nature. The problem I have is shoulder mobility. I had a couple of shoulder injuries earlier in life, and while they don't ache the way they used to, I went through physical therapy, that whole thing. I realized that I don't have the mobility that I need, and trying to get that barbell just right for the rear squat and get my wrist mobility up for that front squat has become far harder than I'd like it to be. So I'll also be doing some GMB fitness, shoulder exercises to kind of expand that and open up my shoulders and increase my mobility so I can keep those up. But I will be starting with some empty bar squats for both front and back squats, just to kind of see how far I can get without hurting. And then as that expands, I'll start adding weight and that sort of thing, and hopefully be able to do a true 5x5 over time. So if you're not familiar with the Strong Lifts 5x5 program, it's free, it's online. It just kind of gives you some very basic weight training exercises, incorporates barbell rows, deadlifts. I think there's bench presses in there. Bench presses are a little complicated for me. Really, the reason that they're complicated is that I hate asking for a spotter because I'm an incredible introvert. And when I'm around strangers, it takes everything within me to try to ask for something like that. So we'll see how that goes. That's something else I'm trying to expand to see if I can get a spot from someone there at the gym. Anyway, so that's the fitness element. So time management is element number 3, and that is no video games. While I don't play PC games that much anymore, I used to be an avid PC gamer. I'm a huge mobile gamer. I spend a lot of time on mobile games. So as of now, all of my mobile games are uninstalled. I have no video games installed on my phone. There won't be any video games on my phone, and I also won't be playing PC games as a backstop. So that's just, that's the rule for the next 100 days. Tabletop games will be fine as long as they're social, like with family, with friends, those sorts of things. It's just the solo kind of play that I've been doing, where I'm essentially shutting out the world. And no, PvP doesn't count as social. The other thing is that there's going to be no social media. I've uninstalled Facebook. I've uninstalled Messenger. I've completely stripped down all of my social media stuff. No Twitter, no Instagram, Twitter. Does anybody still use Twitter? Anyway, I'm just trying to eliminate a lot of time wasters from my life. That means also entertainment media. There's going to be some specific rules for that. I mean, it's kind of more of a general, be sure that I've accomplished my goals for the day before I decide to watch something, and to not just veg out for hours at a time. And in order to help with that, I've also got another goal, which is every week to read at least one book a week that is designed to help me further my goals. It'll be a nonfiction book, whether that be a self-help, whether that be nutrition, whether that be fitness, something that is designed to help me further the goals during this 100-day challenge. Also, early to bed, early to rise. That means that I want to be in bed around 10:30 most nights and up at 5:30. Yes, that's only 7 hours of sleep. I've tried to get 8. 8 seems to be almost impossible for me. My body just wakes up after 7, so I might as well just stick with that. So yeah, those are the basic goals, for the 3 categories. Which again, it's nutrition, fitness, and time management. When we start talking about nutrition and fitness, one of the things that I want to deal with is I will be stepping on a scale once a week. I'm not going to weigh myself every day. I'm less concerned about my weight as much as I am about my body composition. As of right now, I weigh 198 pounds. I have about 30% body fat. And I've got all my measurements for my biceps, my chest. My wife helped me with all those things, and that's probably going to show up somewhere on this video. My goal is to get my body composition under control, which will mean reducing my body fat. My first primary goal is to get my body fat below 20%. And that's a moderate goal. That should be very, very achievable within 100 days. And I'm less, like I said, I'm not worried about how many pounds per week I'm going to lose, but also to build muscle to where I can change what I look like over time. And it's not vanity, it's really understanding that I'm 51 years old, I'll be 52 this year. My 100 days will complete about a week before my 52nd birthday. So I'm really trying to take control of my fitness and my body composition to do everything that I can do that's within my control to just increase my quality of life. Now, again, that also includes the time management element because I'll just waste time, doing nothing, doing nothing that's worth anything. And while I have no problem with entertainment, I feel like the entertainment should be communal and not just this solo, all by myself entertainment. So some of the challenges that I need to overcome. Challenge number one is I have a really strange psychological problem with routine. And I say it's psychological because it isn't conscious. I will find that as I try to establish routine, somewhere in the 1 week to 2 week mark, somewhere in there, I'll just notice that I've stopped doing something. It's not conscious, it just stops. And so I'm going to have to really work hard to overcome this and really decide that I have this list that I'm going to do every day and I'm going to get it done, even if it means that I've got to deal with routine. And I want to try to see if I can overcome the psychological hump. I don't really know what the source is. I don't really know why, but it happens and it's regular and it's constant. So I know that I need to do something to try to deal with that. And so to me, what I can think of as the best way to overcome it is to try to succeed at it. So force myself and then just keep pushing through. The other thing is I have a really busy travel schedule. I travel a lot for work. And so fitness and nutrition really become complicated when you travel as much as I do. But, it can be done. So I'm going to be working on that. Also, it's a high allergy season. I have a horrible cedar allergy. I live in Austin, and it's just a ton of stuff that goes on. And because I have asthmatic reactions to things like cedar and stuff like that, then it can really put a damper on fitness and those sorts of things. So I have to stay on top of my health in the midst of all this. These are all things that have actually stopped me from getting fit in many, many other years over time. But I have some strategies that I'll be utilizing. I'm going to be staying on top of my allergy meds and just trying to keep track and keep aware of how I'm feeling. So how am I going to do these things? What can you expect? Daily posts. Now, my goal right now is a daily video, some sort of video that says what I've done today, that shows me working out, that shows me actually doing the things that I need to do, with some photos of the food that I've eaten that day. I mean, I really want to make this kind of it's out there for all of you to see. Again, it's not so much that I want the vanity or for people to see everything about me, as much as I think I need that in order to, kind of give myself this psychological pressure to keep pushing myself forward. Also, it'll be a challenge to try to ensure that the videos get better and that I just do a better job overall and all these things. So I'm going to do high intensity tracking of all my meals and activity. I'm not going to weigh anything, but I'll take pictures and I'll do some guesstimates on different things like that. And if you think I'm completely off base with any of my guesstimates, feel free, comment, post, that sort of stuff. I'm good with that. Weekly measurements. Like I said, I'm going to weigh myself weekly, but I'll also post weekly measurements of my chest, all the different measurements for my body size, just to kind of keep track of those sorts of things. I'm going to post the name of the book that I'm reading for the week. Right now, the book that I'm reading is Genius Foods. I should have that done by the end of this week. Weekly meal plans, and that includes when I'm traveling to research where I'm going. I mean, this is the age of the internet. I can figure out what restaurants are nearby where I'm going to be working, figure out where I can go, look at their menus, and then plan out what I'm going to eat in advance, and then go do those things. It'll be a challenge, but I think it's the best way to succeed is to make sure that I have a plan, and also plan my exercise routines while I'm traveling in advance to realize most of the hotels I stay at, they post pictures of their gym. That way I can take a look at the gym, see what equipment they have, and kind of make a plan for what exercises I can do while I'm there. If they don't have any weights, which a lot of the smaller hotels don't, then it'll all be body weight. Push-ups, crunches, just a whole different set. I've got a whole nerd fitness routine that I can do as well. And I think that's it. I really want to stress that I know that this is going to be a challenge, a true difficulty for me. I'm going to have good days, I'm going to have bad days, but I have 100 days to really push myself. My family's 100% behind me. We're going to do this together, and they're going to help me out in every step of the way. Like I said, none of this will be on Facebook. It's only going to be on YouTube, and hopefully it'll be on my blog at some point soon. But there you go. See you later.